Hi, my name is Tran. I'm with Catholic University of America. I'm a professor in biomedical engineering, and the technology that we're trying to pitch today is a fall detection system. Falls are a highly occurring event that has deleterious biomedical and health effects that affect injury, that result in injury, fractures, head, hip, arms, as well as head injuries that have long-term effects as well. Mainly, falls happen in elderly individuals and populations. Currently, there's 60 million elderly individuals in the United States. That will grow to 80 million by 2050. This is a global phenomenon as well. So by 2050, there'll be 2 billion elderly individuals across the globe as well who will likely have a fall at some point. Once a fall happens, there's a high likelihood of fall events recurring. So 33% of folks who will fall again. Normally, when an injury happens as a result of a fall, within 1 to 2 years, there are high chances of death occurring as well as physical injury. Not only are there physical injuries that result as a result of these falls, but also there are psychological effects. That once a person falls, because they are likely to fall again, there's this fear of falling, and people will change their behavior, which affects their independence, and there's a loss of independence and willingness to risk falling again. And so the device that we're targeting is that we've identified a need, a technology to, for elderly individuals as well as caregivers, both formal and informal caregivers, to be able to detect when a fall happens and monitor if a fall event happens. Once that fall event happens, to alert automatically secondary individuals who might be able to care for them and send health services. And then also what we've identified as a need is anticipation of falls before they actually happen to prevent the injury. And so the technology that we're proposing is an algorithm that will help us identify when the falls happen. We'll send alerts through a tiered approach to family and friends, informal caregivers initially, and then if needed and there's no response, to send for secondary services, EMS, 911, and such. Right now, there's no way of assessing when a fall happens. The current state-of-the-art, the technology of the life alert pendant alarms, as well as wristwatches, but those devices actually require somebody to manually push a button to send the alert. The problem with that approach is that a lot of times when people fall, they are unable to push the alarm. If they suffered a head injury and they're unconscious, there's no way of sending those alarms. And so our strategy of developing algorithms to automatically detect these falls and send for help will address some of those basic needs. The target population that we're focusing for are individuals who are living at home independently, and there's a large portion that's been identified by AARP, but then also folks that are living in independent living communities and living centers, as well as folks that are living in nursing homes. Through our discovery stage, we've been working with Techfire here in Maryland, and we've identified and talked to clinicians. We've talked to geriatric nurse practitioners. We've talked to formal and informal caregivers, as well as individuals who have fallen, and they've identified and supported a need for this particular technology. And in addition to that, we've identified as a secondary source people in hospitals who are also likely to fall as well. Currently, the state-of-the-art there are the pull cords that you normally see in the hospitals, and so having a device like this as people are moving around will be of high need. We've developed a prototype of our system, which is a wearable inertial sensor. This inertial sensor is like a pedometer at this point. We're sending the data and testing our algorithms. We also have a watch-like device, but our strategy is going to be to implement the algorithm and the technology into a smartwatch where there are already inertial sensors built in. Smartphones as well, deploying it as an app is also another strategy we've identified as well. And so we've been testing this at the Catholic University of America. We push students over, we make them fall, we have them perform a bunch of different activities, and we've been able to show that our strategy and our algorithm are 90% sensitive and 98% sensitive, 98% specific in terms of identifying falls as well as ruling out false positives. And so there's a high potential for the technology. We think it works really well, and we're ready to take the next stage.